What's up guys? Hi and welcome to Uncle Scott's Kitchen. Today's video is all about this guy. This is a Cuisinart Compact Countertop Deep Fryer. I'm going to do things a little bit differently in this review. I'm going to tell you right up front, I like it and it gets a thumbs up. Beginning with the ending, and now I'm going to go through 3 big reasons why I like the fryer, and we're going to do a little cooking, show you some of the things I've cooked. We're going to cook some hand-dipped, hand-breaded chicken tenders and some hand-cut French fries and maybe a couple other things. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing I like about this Cuisinart is it's small. They say this is a compact fryer. They are not kidding around. Roughly the size of a 2-slice toaster. I want to say right up front, if you're in the market for a bigger fryer, this is also a Cuisinart. We gave a nice rating to. It's got a bigger basket, more horsepower, it holds more oil, bigger oil capacity. If you're in the market for one of those fryers, this fryer is not for you. However, if you're in the market for a smaller fryer, if countertop space is at a premium, if you got, say, a man cave and want to add a fryer down there, or you're in a condo, a small apartment, if you're looking for a good small fryer, this one is a good small fryer. That's the first reason. Second thing I like about it, this fryer is economical. And not only is it economical, I think I paid right at $50 for this thing. You get a lot of features of the bigger fryers at this smaller, lower price point. For example, you get an adjustable temperature control. Very important. When we cook the fries in a few minutes, we're going to par cook them first, cook them at a lower temperature, and then raise the temperature up for a second cooking. Very important to have a temperature control. Also, you get these indicator lights. Now there's no on-off switch. When you plug this thing in, it is on. But at least you do get some lights. They let you know when it is on, and the ready light lets you know when the oil is up to temperature. I like that. Comes with an actual frying basket, even though it's small. Nice to have a basket. Fits down in there, and you can close the lid while you're cooking. I like that. It kind of cuts down on some of the splatter and mess. And then as a bonus little feature, it's got this vent screen in the lid. And I'm not sure if it does all that much, but it does kind of cut down on the steam coming out of the unit a little bit while it is frying. Also got this little charcoal filter. And again, I couldn't tell if it did a whole lot, but it is kind of nice to have. They say that it cuts down on a little bit of the odors you might get while frying. And the third big reason I like it is I've been able to cook some delicious food in it. Very good quality food out of a small fryer. Let's take a look at these hand-dipped and hand-breaded chicken tenders first. I had a pack of pre-cut chicken tenders. This was about a pound of chicken, and I had 10 chicken tenders in this pack. For this amount of chicken, I'm going to marinate these in some buttermilk. Got 2 cups of buttermilk here, a tablespoon or so of salt, tablespoon or so of Tabasco. You can adjust those depending on how much you like salt and or hot stuff. Get my chicken tenders in there, and then I'm going to cover this and put this in the fridge. I ended up marinating these overnight. What you can do though is if you're planning on having chicken tenders for supper, you can try and remember to get them marinating sometime between breakfast and lunch, and that should be plenty of time to get them nice and marinated. So how does the fryer operate? If you look inside, it's got maximum and minimum fill lines. I'm filling it up to the maximum with peanut oil. Plugging it in, it says that it takes 10 to 12 minutes to heat up. I'm going to let it preheat. So while I'm letting that oil come up to temperature, I am getting my chicken tenders ready, get those out of the fridge. I'm shaking off the excess buttermilk, and I'm dredging them in some flour that has some salt, pepper, and cayenne in it. Get those laid out. And here I am not going to use the fryer basket. If you have food with a wetter, fresher batter like this, if you use the fryer basket, the food can tend to fuse to the basket when you put it in the oil. So what I'm doing here is just laying these out with tongs. Seems to work pretty well. And after about 3.5 minutes, I took one out, temped it with my trusty Thermopin 1. Very important to make sure your fresh chicken is up to temperature. And I like cooking about this temperature, about 340 or so, because It gets the interiors done and it gets the exterior kind of brown like I like it. And the interiors and the exteriors kind of cook and are ready at the same time. It works pretty well for me. Took about 3.5 minutes per batch, and I got 3 or 4 chicken tenders in each batch. So for a weeknight meal, we have a nice tray of fresh made chicken tenders. Very delicious, and the Cuisinart did a fantastic job. Now let's take a look at these hand-cut French fries. Took some russet potatoes, washed them, peeled them. People always ask me, why do you wash a potato if you're going to peel it? Because you know how much dirt I want in my food? None. None. I don't want any dirt in my food. So I wash them, peel them, I square them off, and then I do my best to get uniform fries here. Get them all the same size. If you have some thick and some thin, they're going to cook at different rates. Do the best you can to get them relatively uniform. Soaking those for a while in some water in the fridge. And here I'm going to show double cooking. Got my oil heating up in the fryer. I'm going to start these out 325 degrees for the first frying. I take my fries out of the fridge, I rinse them, I dry them really well with towels. You don't want to add wet food to hot oil. And I add a shake of cornstarch right before they're going to go in the fryer. Load those up in the basket. Into the fryer they go. And here we're going to cook these for 3 or 4 minutes at this lower temperature. And note that you can lower the basket and then close the lid. I think that helps to mitigate a little bit of the mess. And I noted that the lid has a vent with a small charcoal filter. I can't tell that it does a whole heck of a lot. There's still steam coming out. Now whether that is being mitigated by the charcoal filter and the vents, or if this is just a small fryer, there's not much food in there to begin with, I don't know, but it is still nice to have those in the lid of the fryer. It also has a viewfinder. You can look down through there and see your food as it cooks. After 3 or 4 minutes or so, I take the fries out and I put those on a wire rack, let them rest for a while. In the meantime, I crank the temperature of the fryer up to 375 for the second frying. Here I want to say that in the cooking I've done at home, the thermostat is not exactly precise. I don't know what level of precision we should expect on a thermostat like this. I noticed that when I preheated the unit at the maximum temperature, which is supposed to be 375, after 10-12 minutes or so, the oil was only at 355 or so. I'll fry a batch of food and then I let the oil temperature rebound before that next batch of food. And I've noticed that the temperature will then increase to about 369. I've never gotten this unit actually to 375, but 369 was fairly close. But don't expect the thermostat to be precise down to the degree. Don't know if that's good or bad, but it didn't really seem to affect my cooking. So for the second frying, put the fries back in the basket, down in they go. And here you just got to keep an eye on them and let them cook until they have the color and crunchiness that you like. I like a little crunch, a little color on mine, so I let them go a little bit longer. For reference, probably 5, 6, 7 minutes here, but just keep an eye on yours when you do it. And with a little homemade Utah fry sauce, these were absolutely delicious. So if we can do hand-breaded fresh chicken, if we can do hand-cut French fries, and get good results, it's a pretty darn good fryer right there. Now I did do some other checking with some frozen foods, things you might get from the supermarket, some Ore-Ida fries, those did well. Tater tots. I over-totted myself. The first batch I tried here, I filled the basket too full, and when I put them in the oil, I thought it took a long time for the oil to rebound in temperature. I overloaded the basket. The manual says not to do it, but you know, you're gonna try it at least once anyway. So those got a little bit soggy and the oil never came back up to temperature enough. I cooked some more tater tots, a more reasonable amount, and those actually did very well. So I like that. Also things like frozen chicken nuggets, did a great job with those. These are shaped like dinosaurs. And if you talk to my 4-year-old son, you will find out that it is a fact that a chicken nugget shaped like a dinosaur tastes better than one shaped like an oval. Scientific fact. So I thought it also did a good job with the frozen kind of consumer packaged goods from the supermarket. The key here though is to not overload the basket because again, it is a smaller fryer. You don't want the temperature of the oil to drop too low and take too long to rebound. So for the Cuisinart Compact Deep Fryer, 3 reasons why I like it. 1, it is small. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate on the countertop. 2, You get all kinds of features on this thing that you normally only see on bigger, more expensive fryers. And 3, it produced delicious food. That's the most important thing. You can actually do some real cooking in this thing. We showed it with the chicken tenders, with the hand-cut French fries. I really like it. The Cuisinart Compact Deep Fryer, I give it a thumbs up. Now, if you're in the market for one of these, make sure you check out the old shopping links below. Leave your questions and comments below the video. I'll try and respond to those. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time on Uncle Scott's Kitchen.